Uh, you're funny. You're making me nervous.
How you doing?
Good. So I'm here with Anais, somebody I knew for quite a long time since high school. So let the world know where you're coming from.
I'm a Miami-born person. You can't say the B word because that's disrespectful to a person. Yeah, there you go. Otherwise, I can't really say much. I can say I'm a colorful person. Yeah,
What do you mean by colorful person?
like if you go into like a field of darkness and you see this little ball of light hiding behind the plant and you poke it, it might explode into color and a bunch of fractal energy that people ain't ready for. It's like falling into a rabbit hole of Alice in Wonderland, and you just can't go back. Have you seen too much? Yeah,
That it sounds like some mystical stuff, to be honest.
pretty much. That's my life right there. Mysticism. Like a crane gave me a feather the other day. That was cool. That was cool.
What do you mean?
Right? He plucked his back feather off and then he put it right beside his foot and then I grabbed it. He like didn't leave, he just stood there and I grabbed it and then like that was pretty much the altercation there. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. And then another one came and visited me. It was a rare night crane with very red prehistoric looking eyes, but it was so cute. I have pictures of these things, that's for sure. But still, it was very trippy.
Sounds like a very high experience. You're very enlightened.
Ironically, it was very sober.
Oh, for real? That was over? I can
For
only
real.
imagine when you up there in the sky.
Exactly, because the second one was the one I was at work. I can't be high at work. No, I stay sober at work. I get high after work. That's what a responsible citizen does.
Yeah, very responsible. I don't really do that as much as I should, but drinking's my second option sometimes.
Sometimes. I mean, it's all a matter of preference. It's not really anything good or bad. It's about how you do it. Don't overdo it. That's with everything, anyway. Like if you eat a Twinkie, you can't eat a whole bunch of Twinkies. Then that's diabetes.
So, what do you call too much of a bad habit or a good habit?
When it starts consuming your awakening and when you're getting it consumed before your departure. Like when you wake up in the day and it's the first thing you think about, instead of thinking about what you're actually going to do in the day. So it's setting the intention for the medicinal value of the herbs as to why you're smoking it to begin with instead of just smoking it to smoke. But it's not just a party thing, it's a meditation thing. So it helps guide people through very complicated methods if they pay attention. That's why it slows me down with my ADHD.
Oh, okay. That's one way of thinking about it. I never thought about it like that. I thought about it as more of an escape from reality.
True, it could be used that way. That's the dangerous part of it, escapism. Nobody likes escapism. They crave it. It's more of a thing that just becomes when they want to avoid reality, especially if they're going through dark things in their reality. But I just don't like having an excuse because then there are people going through darker stuff than I am, and then they're not doing all that extra stuff. So it's like how they do it. So I just learned how to do it in a meditational value instead of doing it as a crackhead. But it's not crack. It's a herb.
From the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Anything from the earth is good
Exactly.
in most cases.
I made it in the basement of somebody's lab. You're good there.
You sound like you was born like the Powerpuff Girls at this point.
Hmm?
You sound like you just a reference from the Powerpuff Girls. You came from Chemical X.
Hell yeah. Chemical X. Sugar and spice and everything nice and a little dash of peppermint. Alright.
I think I saw one of your posts like today about they canceled like the whole animation department for all the
Mm-hmm.
classical cartoons. That is kind of crazy.
Oh, this is childhood. I don't remember a lot of the names of the shows on there, but I remember watching it like when I was really small and I used to draw out the imagery. and they were like, this one, I would eat it because it looks like I don't know. It's the ones with the balls, the ball heads, like circles and stuff.
Not sure what that is.
I forgot. If I saw the picture again, I would show you. But that
Fairly Odd Parents.
it was good too. I didn't watch them. I didn't always have
What
cable.
channel was it?
That's the thing. I didn't always have cable. I don't remember.
You see, back in the day, we didn't really have cable like that. We paid for it, but then we just stole it from a neighbor
Yeah.
because they had the cable box on the outside. So we just, whenever they're sleeping, we just went across the fence, and just connect our cable line to theirs, and we just had free cable for so long.
I mean, why not? Why not? If you can do it, you can do it. Why?
Because back then everything was just a cable, so it's like you don't know who had cable until you plug it into their box, and the company just kind of cut off your box by just say, yeah, we're just gonna stop giving you guys cable. We're just gonna you gotta find your own way because you don't want to pay no more. Fine. Neighbors had cable. We just extended it to the neighbors. You know, we call that we call that the 5 finger free neighbor discount.
Yeah.
I know you, so you can support me.
It's kind of like what they did with the Wi-Fi in the beginning. That's kind of what they did. I did the same thing. I kind of used to, in case I didn't have a good connection, go to the next Wi-Fi, figure out the password, and just go with that for a bit, and then switch to another.
How did you figure out the neighbor's Wi-Fi password? That is crazy.
I had time.
That's a lot of time. Because for somebody to have like figured out your password, that means the password wasn't that strong to begin with.
Some people put Melon 10. Some people put something like a last name. Let's say, if somebody named Jorge Rodriguez or something had a last name like that, and they just put Rodriguez 01 as the password. That's pretty much what is that? Like you know who that family is at that point. You know their entire livelihood is based off of that Wi-Fi password.
Well, when you put it like that, it sounds like people just use simple Wi-Fi password just so they can enter in easy versus putting something complex and safe
And
to
then they
like.
wonder why they get scammed.
No, that's just a different story. Getting hacked is one thing, but getting scammed is like a lot of the current scams nowadays. It's just you call answering the phone call, they ask you certain questions.
Or if you click the wrong link.
Yeah, they got me one time like that on Instagram, and then I think they got my brother on WhatsApp.
Oh no.
Yeah, they told him to click a link.
Not WhatsApp.
Because to me, it's like we went to ATM, so they show us the little things not to do when it comes to clicking certain links, and I'm like, okay, I actually paid attention in class when it came to that. Because now it's like I see something weird, I'm like, I don't know you. I'm not close message. That's it.
Exactly.
If it's a job, 'cause I realize nowadays there's a lot of job scams.
Yeah.
Like they'll send you like a thick paragraph talking about everything that they're gonna offer you in the job and how much you're gonna be paid per month. And I'm just there like, I don't remember applying to you guys.
And a lot of it's AI based
That too.
too.
And a lot of them, this is what kind of piques my interest when it comes to stuff like that. It's like they'll send you all of that, but they like reach out to me on WhatsApp. I'm like, what businesses reach out to people on WhatsApp? They'll give you like a direct number.
None of them text you either. At least mine got an email. At least an email. But no emails. They don't even know your actual name. They're like, Susan. Susan. Who the heck is Susan? Nobody by the name of Susan owns this number. How did you get this number? I don't know. But they're looking for Susan, and she got to pay $700. I'm not Susan. I ain't paying no $700.
That's the same thing that happens to me on my Telegram. It's like, hey Peter. I'm like, who's Peter? Oh, my bad, wrong number. Hey, who are you? How are you? When I'm bored, I'd be like feeding into it, like, hey, I'm Cal. Oh, where are you from? United States. Wow, I'm from France. We should be friends.
Oh hell no! The
Cool,
French Revolution all over again.
cool. Cause it's so crazy. It's like I realize like just how they get people. You don't. They only attack people that are very naive or older people, and
Most times it's older people. Most of them aren't really all the way mentally there.
or they're just not tech savvy.
Exactly that too. And they don't want to learn. They're like, can you do this? You know, I showed you how to do this.
That's my mom.
but they don't want to do it, which is understandable because when you learn a lot of information outside of phones and stuff, it's like I just need this to do this. That's pretty much.
Yeah, it's like they like, what did I birth you for if you can do everything for me? That's exactly what it be.
Which
She be
low
so,
key is valid.
yeah, but you made it this far without me. Why do you need me now?
I have to wait for you to incubate to become a man, so you're strong enough to hold.
Mountains.
Exactly.
But I mean, I don't mind helping a lot of the times, but sometimes I feel like it should be common sense that a random number just then texts you, "Hey, you owe toll money from California that you never traveled to, but click this link to pay it." And I'm like,
Hell.
yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do none of that because last time I've been to Cali was about like 7 years ago. So if you guys want to toll me now, just send it to my credit cards or something. Bill me later on life. That's how people get collections. They forget about it and boom, credit drops out of nowhere. Now you have a collection. See, now you try and get a house, but now you're like, damn, I probably should have paid it off when I had the chance. But now
That's true. That's
it's
true.
haunting me now.
It takes time to build credit. Then it takes only 2 seconds for it to a minor inconvenience.
Yeah, I mean, it falls under the same concept of life. You can be on a good week, month, but it just takes one thing to mess up your whole year.
That's the day of truth. That's why I don't let nothing mess up my day. At least my day. Because if I don't let nothing mess up my day, it won't mess up my week. It won't mess up my month. At that point, it's more of it a matter of what do I let bother me. If I let it bother me more than a day, then that means it's cancer. It got to go. Gotta find another way. Otherwise, I'm dwelling on something that I have no control over, and then time's just gonna move regardless. Time don't give a crap about you. So time's just gonna be like, you better catch up. I ain't stopping, and then you're gonna have to catch that train on your two feet. It could be caught. Oh, eventually, eventually.
So, what is like your darkest times?
My darkest times, I am a caretaker from a family. Bless them. Honestly, we've all been through a lot over the years, especially with the system of things. But really, they didn't have the information how to handle their problems at the time, and those problems festered to now. And so now I have the knowledge and how to solidify and salute this stuff so that it's no longer a bother, but it also takes time. It's kind of like going in a pyramid, but it eventually reconnects. So my darkest times are more like it doesn't stop; it's just continuous going on. I never have time really for myself. I have to force it like after hours, sneak out the house, and just enjoy the nightlife. But otherwise, that gets boring after a while.
Does it
But
get overwhelming?
yeah, because too many people, too many noises, too many. Well, I think at home too. But like, yeah, too many people, too many noises, too many things to pay attention to. Pretty much the same issue I get everywhere. So I'm like, quiet space unless I'm in a box or outside at a certain time of day when nobody else is outside. But then it's like going based off of all these probabilities. I don't really get to experience the normal life of a 27-year-old. It's like chasing my youth, even though my youth is here and I have no way to outside of just forcing it. But otherwise, it's healthy. There's a lot of crazy ass people talking a lot about that out here. People out here dirty. They could be grinding. They could be a snake, disrespectful. And I love snakes. I don't like snake personalities though. Snakes are awesome. They're so cute. They do a little thing with their tongue each other. I love that. I love them. And they little snuggle on the end. I love that. I don't like when people act like a snake, where they think they're shedding skin, but they're just leaving the shedding skin everywhere. Like they're just leaving it behind. And then I'm looking at them like you're not gonna pick up after yourself. You're just gonna do whatever you want. You're just gonna drop yourself everywhere. And yeah, they go do what they want. They find a rat, they eat it. They find a bird, they eat it. They're gonna eat whatever they touch because that's what their nature is. So it taught me that there are good people, there are bad people, and all people are necessary in order to keep the balance of things. Because now we have more bad apples spoiling the barrel than good apples. So we have to navigate the good apples out the bad apples
Mind blown.
barrel.
Oh, that's crazy. When you put it like that, I'm like, wow, people are just fucked up for overall.
Very
Good,
much.
good or bad, but we try our best to figure out who's could stay and who's good for us. You know, that's the hard part.
Most don't even like themselves and make it a you problem. I can't stand those. I love myself completely. I don't hate nobody.
Hate is a strong word.
Exactly. But some people they kind of put that strength to just look at you with certain wings. No, hate, all that stuff. And I'm like, it's just unnecessary. I'm pansexual. I'm pansexual. What is this? It's not even like I'm jealous of other females. I love everybody. Everybody's beautiful in their own beautiful way. They're not flowers to be plucked. They're flowers to be either admired or nurtured for. But otherwise, that's the evolution. Mine is just to make sure I don't pluck them. That's it. Once you pluck them, they die. They're not the same no more.
That is some white shit right there. That's some white shit.
That's 5% you and me, whatever. That 5% of British knowledge. British knowledge.
You see, people that have been through a lot don't say much to people, but they have a lot of wisdom. That's what I've noticed from a couple interview people. You know, so it's like they're the most silent people ever, but they know a lot. It's
But
like a
either silent or goofy. Either or. Sometimes they're both silent and goofy, then intelligent. Because most people never know what's on your mind. Most times you don't even know what's on your mind.
no, trust me, I know that for a fact.
Just keeps on flowing like a river. Until you catch a fish, then hell yeah, you get to eat. Fair idea.
That's some camping ideology right there.
Hell yeah.
You ever been camping before?
Yeah, numerous of occasions, even by myself. I like camping by myself, except the last time, fuck that time.
What happened?
Oh, you can't have glass on the beach, apparently. Apparently. It's a no-go. It doesn't even matter if it's a alcoholic thing. It doesn't matter if it's a jar. Or even
Sounds
like
like
a
you guys are
bowl.
around South Beach.
I was like, North Hollywood,
Yeah.
fuck that beach. First time there.
So what happened? Like you guys are just
Was just hanging out. Well, first he helped me put together the tent. And then 5 seconds, not even 5 seconds. 5 milliseconds later, little golf cart of four little piggies came. I was like, we smell something. We smell something.
that's what they said?
Yeah, pretty much. And I'm like, I didn't even roll anything yet. I didn't even do
But you
anything
had
yet.
stuff there.
I had it in a box. Box. So it's like a box of Corona.
Yeah.
That's it. But it was not touched yet. I had one open, and then he had one open. But that was it. It was in our little sector. There was no garbage on the outside of sector where the tents connected. But still, he was the barricade, well, the barrier to hold up the tent because my tent stem broke. Apparently, from the last time I used it, due to wind resistance, it took its last good step that evening.
Wow.
He had to hold him back like this the whole entire time, just to hold the tent up first. So when they told him to like grab his thing, he moved a little bit, the thing fell over. I'm just like, dear God. The one time I don't have nothing going on is the one time this. Oh, God, it's painful. It's painful.
That's what I call a level of convenience. What are the odds of this happening when I don't have nothing? That's what I call it. That always happens. there's a such thing as good convenience and bad convenience, and that was considered bad convenience.
Even the judge, like when I got the ticket thing, I didn't notice it at first until like months later, and apparently I got in trouble for throwing glass at a car, even though that's not what happened. So the judge lady looked at the thing and she was like, "Oh, you don't look like you do that. I think this is a typo. This is the second time this man's done this, and apparently, luckily enough, it's the second time that cop has done that. It's the second time he's done some false order to make me overpay the amount that I'm supposed to pay. So I wasn't even supposed to be getting that ticket, but once it's paid off, I don't have a misdemeanor no more. So yay, I ain't do it either. That's the worst part. I have done a lot of stuff. This is the one time I ain't do nothing. I am just minding my business, being a responsible adult, handling things, putting things in order, making sure things are nice. But then all of a sudden, I kept the badge numbers.
That would too, just in case he pulls up again.
Exactly. That's so I remember. Just so I remember.
Because
'Cause
you're
I
like,
ain't
damn,
doing
the
that.
same guy hit me up again.
We were the only tent on the beach, the only one. I don't know what they said they smelled because it was burnt. I would understand if I'm burning something, and that's understandable. The good thing is he marked my the smoking part of my ticket as tobacco, so that's tolerable. But still, like yeah.
Sound like he was like he needed one more ticket so he can get through the day. Cause cops need a certain amount of tickets.
Which why is it like that? That sucks.
It shows productivity, I believe. Like, people could be cops and they can do absolutely nothing and still get paid. They want to show that you're doing something, doing your job at least every month. You know?
Protect and serve. They could serve. They could clean up the beaches a little bit instead of drinking with
Mm,
the employees.
yeah, they are meant to protect and serve, but it seems like they don't do no protecting. They rather just serve
They don't even serve really.
in a bad way.
Yeah, like badminton. They rather play soccer. Oh god.
That's why I like to stay in my lane when I see cops. I don't speed. I don't do none of that because I realize as you get older, you don't care for none of that beef,
The
th-
unnecessary. Yeah.
those problems. Because I be looking at these YNs and I'm like, wow, they really chose violence like for everyday activities.
It's because they're PMSing. That's why. They don't know what to do with their PMSing. Nobody's taught them, so now they have
What is
PMS.
PMSing?
In the male terms, it's when they're all emotional but don't know where to put it, so they put it into anger and violence, or they just do it like I want to impress this person over here for egoism, which I kind of find kind of gay because it's always towards another man. Just a little bit, just a little bit, because you don't really need a one up on another dude. He ain't got nothing to do with you. Y'all two different paths, two different vaginas that you came out. It ain't got nothing to do with each
I never understood that though. It's like you with your group of homies, you feel me? And it's like you want to show them, yo, I'm hard too.
other. Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what's the point?
But you hear it though. You hear it. It's
Yeah,
pretty
it sounds pretty gay. Like I'm that guy.
gay.
And it's like I understand if you guys were like grow up in the gang side, like back in the day. That's you're showing them that you're a tough guy and you can handle yourself. But now it's like you guys are fresh out the womb. You got some
Mm-hmm.
of you guys not even 18.
Got milk
The
behind the
gains
titties.
you guys like probably form is like from friendships or people that you see like, oh, I'm as hard as them. I could be like them. And it's like, what's the point?
Yeah, forget that. I'm
But
getting
then you
better.
guys mad like, oh, I've got one of my boys. You guys chose the life, so it's like
Then they try to get revenge, but they forget karma's a thing. Like if you do something to poke a sleeping bear, don't get mad that the bear mauled your friend. Just be glad you didn't get mauled. The bear will come for you after too if you keep like trying to fight the bear. The bear don't care. The bear could be shanked, stabbed, it could be like shot at, bazooka. Where is a YN gonna have a bazooka?
honestly, I don't know in this world anymore. You can see somebody with a bazooka, like how he got that. They know somebody.
They know somebody that knows somebody.
It's always you know somebody.
Or if you have a 3D printer, you just make a laser type thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
I've done
A 3D printer is like $3,000, and that's just a
Apparently
basic
three.
price. No, 'cause I actually looked into getting one because Miss Miss Cooper, the teacher, she had one.
She had one.
Yeah,
Yeah, 3D printer ain't saying nothing.
you know why? Cause they had it like close to our junior year of there throughout the summer,
Yeah.
but we already took the class junior year. You know what I'm saying? So they pulled it out during the summer and was able to make something out of it.
Hmm.
Yeah, I made a skull and like a Call of Duty and like keychain,
Lucky,
and that's when I realized I want one now, but they're so fucking expensive.
for a reason. And hard to clean, I've heard. Unless you have a method. I'm going to create a method. I want one. I also want to get cat VR. The VR thing to run in, you could run in that is, so you could exercise and everything without knocking stuff over. It's like a concentrated running mill, but it's like
Oh,
a
I know you're talking about. I want to get that eventually for a VR setup, and then I want to play like a zombie game or something like very horrifying.
oh yeah, them zombie games are a pain in the balls. Let's say you can grab one by the balls and yeet, and then another one try to bite your arm, then you gotta grab them by the head and then flap them around the other one. That I love doing that. I love doing that.
I never got to play VR zombies like that, but sometimes I watch it on like Instagram clips. I'm like these VRs look so much fun, but I don't want to buy one.
I love it to mod them out too, so they get to have additional fun with it instead of just a regular game. You just get all these mods and little pieces. Like the heck is this? What's this? I bought this game. I ain't got that in there. What you got there? That's the type of thing I do. That's
You,
like
you know one thing I never understood about regular games and modded games? For some reason, the modded games are always more fun than the regular game. I never understood that.
it's beautiful. It's beautiful. If Cyberpunk 2077 didn't have modders, we wouldn't have much of a game. We just have a bug, a big bug. So they eventually did hire modders to fix the bugs that they had there. They were struggling for years to navigate out. And I'm glad they did because I could interact with a vending machine in that game. And he's like a little buddy. He's a little buddy.
Hmm.
I like my little buddy. And then there's a Shaolin monk that you just meet him like every time you're by a corner or something that's just looking out to the horizon. And he gives you some laid out realistic truths that you wonder if this game is stopping real. But it's really good.
Never played the game, but I watched the show on Netflix.
The show's good too. I haven't watched much of it, but I've seen some clips.
The show's pretty good. I watched it from beginning to end, and it's like it gives me a Kami get killed vibes. I mean, that show was really fucked up from beginning to end.
I love the messed up cartoon of today. It makes me so happy. So happy because I'm sick of the sissy humor. I'd rather dark humor, honestly, because it brings truth and value to the whole thing. And if people want to look up the history of stuff, then there you go, you got a history lesson in it. So it's not all bad. It's just, it happened, it's past 20 years, we joke about it. It's an old golden rule people forgot.
I mean, it's good to laugh at the old,
Mm-hmm.
but you laugh at the new, cancelled.
Exactly. It's too soon. It didn't even incubate yet. And then there's all these different things going on, this phenomenal propagandas and stuff. And ain't nobody got time for that. I just set fire to all these ads in my mail and stuff. I set fire today. I set fire. Then it started raining after. It was beautiful. Because honestly, it don't deserve to poison my eyes or my mind. It deserves to burn and be back to center. And then give nitrogen to my little garden thing there. So it's nice to have a little fire.
Make that fire fit to good use.
Exactly.
Make some hot dogs or something.
I mean, we got a grill too. It's like a sacred thing. You got the sacred spot, and you got the food spot, and then you got the spot where I'm just burning trash. Unrelated spot. The sacred spot is more if unfortunately an animal dies within my proximity, I bury it with a burial thing, and then make sure that it has the piece burn something on top of its grave, and then it's free. And I added so many healthy patches in my yard. It's so healthy. Even my fruit trees. I have two mango trees. They be doing the thing. One was a late bloomer, but it happened. It did its thing.
You never grow on mango trees, I'd say that. I love mango trees. Back in the day, before I knew what a mango was, I used to just break them with a fucking bat I had.
It
So
is satisfying when they're squishy too, just to yeet that thing against the wall and then it explodes.
I used to love doing them things when I was a kid. But then I'm like, maybe I should eat this today. And I'm like, wow, I've been wasting food. Been wasting food.
The waste of food, true, but it's also fun when they're about to explode anyways, because those aren't really good to eat. They're good to drink in sometimes, but that's if you're mixing it with foods, because there's different levels for a mango, different levels to eat it. Cook the green version of it, but I'm not really a fan of it. I don't know how to do all that extra stuff. That's the Islander side of my family. They know how to do the mango. I know chili mango. When it reaches that middle point where it's not
Mm,
too
chili
soft and
mango,
it's
so
nice in the
good.
middle, I like. I like when it grows into it naturally. And I don't have to do much. I just have to shoot, 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 shoot. Okay, there you go. You got slices. You got
What's the proper way to
slices.
cut a mango?
Depends on how it's shaped, really. But I mostly cut it kind of like one, two, three, four, and then go one, two, three, four, and then I split around. But if it's too soft in the middle, then I just kind of just this.
Well, if it
But
depends
how
on the
about you?
mango, like it's for them long ones, I cut it the regular way. I cut a part of the top off and then I just peel it from like a banana. Or I cut it through the middle in a circle, then I just twist it off. But then I'm like, I feel like there's not enough meat inside the mango when I do it like that. I'd
Yeah,
rather just peel it off and just eat it from the seed.
yeah, that would be the best one. That would be the best one. Especially if the seed already has all the meat like really attached.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
You just gotta eat it just like that.
If this was Sausage Party, this would be a really
That's a great movie, though. I'd say that. I never forgot that movie. Anytime somebody brings it up.
scarred in my head. They had it for free on YouTube for too long. For too long. I watched it accidentally on Netflix originally. But then when it was on YouTube, I'm like, oh, is that that movie with the orgy at the end? Did I dream that? Let me see it again. And then I watched it again. I'm like, oh, dear God. There's also Helen Back. Helen Back is kind of equivalent to Sausage Party.
Have not seen Helen back.
Helen Back it states, three idiots go to hell. Stupidly. It's free on YouTube now. But it's made by this guy that worked on Robot Chicken stuff.
Um,
But it wasn't really like Robot Chicken humor. It was rather there's a whole plot, there's a musical, there's a whole sequence of events. Devil acts like a prissy little fruit boy, but he wants to do the angel of heaven. But she kind of plays him. She plays the crap out of him. She just like, you have what I want, devil. And then yeah, he's like, my heart, take my heart. Like everything like that. Just might as well rip it right off. Oh, no, screw that movie. I like that movie. I watch it too many times too, because sometimes these free movies, they just,
Hit different.
yeah,
It sounds like a Tubi movie because sometimes the Tubi movies be hitting too.
that's true. Like my friend said, he puts on that TV like sometimes. I like that. Especially them old films from the 60s and the 70s.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
be hitting. But sometimes I like to go on the new producer side.
My
You,
friend was calling me.
you can answer.
All right. Okay, 316. That's not bad. Hello. Yes. Yeah, she's in the living room. Carlos in the living room. Okay, I'll see you.
Everything good?
Yeah, she's just wondering where my mother is because my mom wanted her dementia and stuff. And my mother's fine. I left her in the living room. She ate her banana bread. She had some juice. Yeah, she's fine. She's watching TV. Unless the power went out and did a bloop bloop or something like that. I don't think so. I get an alert. It's my grandmother's paranoid.
How old is your grandmother?
She is 96.
Damn.
But like, her mother, when she died, was 104. And her sister was supposed to be the next in line to be 100 something. But like, her son, or her grandson actually, decided to induce her death. So she ended up dying at 98 instead of making it to the age she was supposed to because he banned the family from the body, number one. He kept all the money, the house, and everything for himself. He didn't share with his siblings. And not only that,
That's some crazy
um,
shit.
the church had their own funeral for her. But still, it's just the fact that I'm related to people like that. It's very dark. I don't want to do that to my grandmother. I'd rather her live out her days and make it to 100. But that's the least she could do for me. But the pain she put me through, and like she put me through a lot of pain. She could at least just so I could say she's the one sister that did. Because all her other sisters are in the grave. All that's left is her younger brother and her. But she gotta make it to 100 at least. It is like destiny at that point. Because I only need like 3, 4 years until I pay off the house, and that's it. So she can make it there. She can see everything paid off. She doesn't have to think about it ever again. That's all I want is for her to have completion. But I ain't going that. I am not allowing her to die, leaving me with debt. But she put up 2 mortgages on this house. One got paid off a few years ago, and it's the second one that needs to be paid off. And I'm very close. I figured out a maneuver, like strategically what to put in per month so that it like does what it needs to do. Now I have to just maintain the consistency. That's it. Now all she gotta do is stay alive.
Seem like you already got everything planned out.
Pretty much. It's just the things that have been in the way of my life have been the random inconsistencies that came in, especially when it came to certain relationships and stuff. But certain things got me distracted. But then I realized if you remove the distractor, what do they actually bring? Nothing. They just bring more distraction. So I just have to focus on myself. And if I lose that person because of that, then that's whatever. That's just meant to be. If they all stick around and help out, that's different. They don't ever even consider it. Not a thought. It's not a process. For me, someone asks me for help, I will do the best I can to accommodate. It's not guaranteed that I'm going to be able to be there, but at least have a nice, decency there.
Consideration, you know?
Yeah, exactly. But sometimes I do need help, and I'm not shameful of it. But it's like some people, they abuse other people. Like how certain women out here be abusing the male species. I've met a lot of different types. They scare me because when you look at it from that perspective, that person's targeting your wallet. And they're targeting your livelihood, your home, your car, your everything, your clothes.
Like, what perspective did you see from that? Like, what
The
do you see?
male. But I've been down that perspective before dealing with females. I've been there. I've been there. Where they don't, when you need them in that emotional moment, they ain't there. But when they need you in that emotional moment, suddenly you are Captain Therapist. And you just have to be okay 24/7 of the day. You shed a tear for some reason, it's a problem. For some reason, it's a problem. Or you're called over dramatic, too much, too emotional, blah, blah, blah. When it realistically is, you're just kind of poking someone with a needle over and over in the same spot. And after a while, you're digging a hole into this person's flesh and it hurts. So, why? Like even then, like if you give so much and you help so much and everything, and they don't really do anything, like even the basic decency, just sending me like music or something, just something, they do nothing. They're just there, but not there at the same time.
So, how do you categorize these types of people so you can avoid those type of people? What do you like have to see in a person to say that okay, they're one of those people?
I'm just like I don't call them a woman unless I say that they are a woman by characteristics. I don't call a man unless I see it's a man by characteristic. Like I was who they are inside and what they pronounce outside. Because an aura, you cannot fake an aura. An aura is something you exude from your natural energy. You cannot fake that stuff. So you feel it. If you feel that man's a sissy, but he don't look like a sissy, he's a sissy. It's just as cutthroat as that. If she's a bimbo and she's like airheaded and she just keeps doing the same things and then still telling the same things, she's a bimbo. There's no other way to sugarcoat it. She's a bimbo. She don't think all the way. She's not all the way there. She's just in her own world doing what she thinks will be the right thing to make money when she's just being lazy with extra steps. That's all that is. It's just at the end of the day, borderline laziness and immaturity mixed together, and you put the energy in the wrong stuff when you're supposed to put the energy in your own self help. At least something. Some people think that crap don't stink. And I ain't one of them people. Everybody's crap stink. Everybody got their own thing going on. Everybody does. But you don't make it other people's problem. That's the issue that I have with people. They make their problems my problem, even though I have a lot of problems. I don't make my problems other people's problems. At least I ask for the hug. Right there, that's the least anybody could ask. But then people are like, oh, I don't like to be touched. I don't like to do that. Did I ask about what they like? Maybe I should have from the get go, because last time I thought a lot of these people I was friends with for a long time too. So I thought at that point we're on family level, but then I'm thinking we're one way and it's not that way in their opinion. But then there's those clashes too, not on the same frequency. That's what it does. It steps back. It doesn't really know how to categorize. So it's like everybody has their own thing. And sometimes them same people will treat somebody else with the way that you wanted to be treated from the get go. They just give it all to that person. And then at that point, it's like you're giving everything to what I asked for to that person. I'm just gonna give everything that I asked for to myself. But if I give it to another ungrateful person, then I'm just wasting energy while you're just absorbing and you're not getting any density. You're just becoming more manipulative. Like I don't like that stuff. Manipulation. But it's unnecessary.
It just nowadays people feel like if you're not on their level, they could just get some whatever they want out of you. You know what I'm saying? It's like it doesn't work for everybody, but it just that's why there's simps. That's why there's people of high standards, and that's why there's people that just are in between.
Sometimes there are people that just choose to be like a eunuch or alone or something. They just don't deal with people at all. Nuns are not a good example because they do deal with people. They just cannot say that they do, but they do. There's too many diaries in history of women falling in love as a nun. And priests too. There's actually two sides points, but it's like it doesn't matter. It's just a fact. It's possible. It happened. It is what it is. Can't act like they're saints when they're not saints. But if you don't disrespect them, just the same.
That's some facts right there. That's some facts. Some things I don't hear on a daily basis.
There's not a lot of people that think or read anymore. At least I could do is read, have books. But they say in psychology it's not good to read off the phone too much because the brightness in the screen can mess up the brain over time, but still mess up the brain. But when you read books, it helps with your eyes, less strain, less pain, less cataract susceptibility. So that's something still.
Yeah, I love reading books. I'm more of a psychology book reader, you know. Every so often I'll read a fantasy book, but a lot of the times, them psychology books help me understand people better.
For sure, for sure. Especially nowadays, sometimes you have to go back to those books. Now they have so many books on narcissism. But it seems like since 2020 started, this is like the word of the year, narcissism. They haven't shut up about it since. Before that year, I'd never even heard of that word. I didn't even know that was a thing, let alone a psychosis, let alone a common feature in a lot of people. But then it's like you have narcissistic traits rather than just being a narcissist. It's like some people have schizophrenic traits when they're not schizophrenic. It's very weird. Very weird.
Has anybody ever called you a narcissist?
One person did, but they were projecting something they were doing. saying that I was doing it, but I was kind of confused as to why this was even a discussion. But then it felt like a confessional. Like everything just felt too creative and outside of my character, especially if I'm just waking up to things and I don't really know where it's coming from. But I've dealt with a lot of bipolar people in my lifetime, so that
Same.
could be part of it.
But it's like I remember somebody called me a narcissist just because I didn't want to help them and I didn't want to care. I didn't care about their opinion about something that I didn't want to do for them.
Mhm.
So they called me a narcissist because of that, just because I didn't want to help them out.
Now they're the narcissists because why are they expecting you to help them? Because that expectation is not something you're supposed to just get out of people. If you're able to help, you help. If you're not able to help, you don't take that person. That's not something people take at all. That's like if you're trying to help little Timmy, but you only got a nickel, and little Timmy needs $1. I'm sorry, little Timmy. I have to hold on to my nickel. I gotta pay this fool.
So this all give them a nickel, but they don't. They never be grateful.
Exactly.
So it's like, what can I give you if you don't want a nickel?
Some of them will use the coin as an ear scratcher or something and then throw it in a lake somewhere. Like people don't have no value for actual money. And I think that's why they stopped putting copper in certain pennies. Because there's not as much copper as there used to be. You can feel the difference. It's very light, very thin.
I can't feel the difference.
Really?
I'm gonna just spend the money.
True. The best things, though, I know for sure, quarters, if people melt the quarters, those are the best things to turn into little bullets because it has enough, like, metal on it to do that. But that's something I learned from a redneck.
Oh wow.
We are in Florida. This does have a lot of rednecks.
Yeah, but I don't see as much. Last time I met a redneck was when I was playing basketball, and like me and my boy. This is when I was in my prime of playing basketball. I don't play as basketball as much as I used to, but when I was in my prime, we used to just play strong defense on everybody. And this guy, he came from Texas, so strong man. He played basketball with a cowboy hat. I don't know how. He played in cowboy hat and boots. We like this man don't play basketball. He plays basketball. So then now it's time for we're fighting for the ball. So then me and my friends are swinging at the ball, hitting the ball, boom, boom, boom. Mind you, me and my boy just going at it. Most of the hits that we're not hitting the ball, hitting his body. This man started screaming, "I like that shit." So I looked at my boy. He looked at me. We just stopped. Said, "You can have it. Ain't no way you enjoying us beating you, and we're missing the ball."
He cried. He cried. Oh, well, that's a true Western boy right there. That's a true Western boy. That's for sure. That gives off old school, like, cattleman feel.
That was a crazy moment for me. I'm like, wow, he have it. He probably got a shotgun in the car
Like,
or
yeah,
something.
you have to have something.
That's what
He
I
has
call
something.
toughness right there. Texas toughness.
Texas stuff. You don't even need a gun. I got my bitch.
But he was really nice afterwards. He told us, I reckon you guys gave me the joy of my life. I said, I started laughing because that means you love the smoke. And I wasn't with it. I'm only 14.
Wow. Oh, I'm glad you got to meet him because it sounds like an iconic character. Iconic.
In the world, you meet all types of characters. But I feel like in the regular day, you're gonna see the same common characters and characteristics in certain people.
Yeah. Especially driving out here. Some of these people, I remember a lot of people's tags, and I remember driving under some of them multiple times. And then some of them, you could just tell they had a bad day. And I'm like, okay, you know what? You know what? Today, you're not being a dick. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope we set aside our differences, even though you probably have no idea, who I am. I have no idea who you are. But I remember your tag, and I remember you were a dick last night. So don't do that. But I say that in my car safely, and now they this is what I'm feeling. That's just I stay away from people. People out here could get shot just for being in the right or the wrong. It don't matter. You get shot regardless.
A lot of the time, you'll be in the wrong situation at the wrong time.
Yeah, or they'll try to stop another car and be like, "You almost hit me," instead of just move on and be glad you ain't get hit. But some people do that, and then those same people pissing off this other person that they're talking to. So like they would put all that hostile energy out on the person being like trying to say, "What you do that for?" You know. Sometimes it's not good to be that person. And I'm not one of those people. I never stop another car just because they did something. I just kind of take a picture of the thing and just remember them. But there'll be a time I'll see them again.
You know what you could do is like I saw a video about this. In that video that I watched, what you can do is just remember or take a picture of their license plate and report them for drunk driving, and they're gonna look up their their address, and the police is gonna pull up. That's just some passive way of just getting payback.
True, true. In a way. Especially if it's in one of those areas where the police are like, they ain't got much to do, they need something to do.
Yeah,
Give them something. If they got too much going on, most times they just kind of put it in the back burner until later. It's like, oh yeah, yeah, we just think of this one here, and that one's next. That type thing. But that's why they take like some people 8 hours just to arrive to a domestic violence scene, or even just to get stuff or some type of thievery. But if it's after the robbing, there's nobody in the house, they will wait. They will wait. They suck at it. They really do. If there's a murder, that's different. They'll be on guard because they get to see a dead body. They love that.
yeah, they will be definitely on time when it comes to that type of stuff. I'll tell you that. But then I saw another video where it was like I guess a skit where they like call the cops. I'm getting robbed. What color are you? Black. Beep beep beep. Call back. I'm getting robbed. What color? I'm white. We'll be there right now. I'm like, damn, that's crazy.
Oh my god, that's real though. I saw a video of this man. He had did an experiment like that back in the day. It was I think the early 2000s. He like put on a white face type of thing, kind of looking like a typical white man, but you could tell in his voice he was black. He was
Yeah,
just trying to mask it. But like people would give him directions, they would be detailed with it. They'd ask him how his day's going. They would genuinely be empathic, like a normal neighborhood should be. But then when he's back to his like himself, it's just I feel it's the clothing too, cause like the clothing when he was dressed as the white man, it was more like business savvy, like you could tell he's corporate. But then when he dressed up as himself, he wears these baggy, like everything, like really baggy, like really baggy. And then I feel like people are kind of profiling him off of that, not just the fact that he's black, but also the fact of how he's dressed.
that's why it's important to be presentable everywhere you go.
Mm-hmm.
Cause if you're not presentable, people are not gonna take you serious.
True, because it's about how it looks out here. Out here, that's how the world functions. How it looks. How it looks. If it doesn't look right,
Everything's an image.
exactly. That's the problem. Everything's an image, so they can manipulate how it looks and how it's viewed and how it feels to anybody that's watching.
Yeah, cause I had this friend, one of my rich friends, you know. So he told me he went to one of his other rich friends went to BMW to get a car. He went in shorts and a tank top. He said he was sitting there for like 30 minutes and nobody wanted to talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
So then he waited like another 10 minutes and somebody came up to you and said, "Hey, sir, what are you looking for?" And he said, "Since you're the first person that came to me, you're going to get a car sale today." He's like, "Wow, everybody else thought you was just a regular bum." You see, that's why they're not going to get any sales because you can't always judge a book by its cover. It's all about what's inside the book that you can read.
That's true. That is true. It's like something like the Satanist effect. Not everything satanic is satanic. It's more elemental, more about nature than it is about Lucifer himself. So there's a lot of these misconceptions in a lot of things, especially when religions all technically talk about the same person, just a different name and a different perception of the whole thing. But that's why I like to follow the omnism approach, where you just take the sense out the nonsense of every single bit of everything, and you just formulate the connectivity of what makes them all, you know, why they are. And I realize some people too kind of manipulate the books to make themselves more powerful. So they make the masses think, oh, you're supposed to be a certain way, dress a certain way, be a certain way. Well, realistically, Jesus turned water into wine. He flipped the table in the church through the taxing. He didn't believe in taxation in the church. It's like if you want to help support the church, help support your fellow man. But most people are just tithe. The tithing goes through the bills, but some of it goes through the people, not the actual people of the church, the staff of the church. A lot of them, they don't really get a lot of money unless they have their own little thing going on. Sometimes they will actually be smart. They will incorporate like connectivities with the children, but then it's like the children don't make no money from that stuff. That money goes to the church. The children could at least start like their own scholarship thing to build towards actually their school in the future while they're helping doing community service and stuff. They don't consider that. They rather make money off the people that got jobs so they could pay off the church. And most times they don't even really pay off the church or update the church or actually put in love to the church. It's like some half booty band aid. I don't like that because the church is supposed to represent something sacred and it's kind of turned into a money making scheme. And that shouldn't be the case because where's the community gardens that churches are supposed to provide? Where are the resources, the water resources, micro shelters that they could provide people that ain't got nowhere to sleep? Or even micro clinics. They don't got those. Tiny little things like that I pay attention to. That's why I don't really go no more. Cause it's like all these different problems we have in the world, we have simple solutions as well. So all I know is that people complicate things with greed, lust, and all this other stuff. And it cross contaminates. There's more demons in the church I've met. But I grew up there, you know.
Some wise ass shit I just heard.
But even a church lady told me, be careful who you meet in the church. Not everyone here has pure intentions.
I had to learn that,
Mm-hmm.
I've realized that when I used to go to church a lot. Because a lot of the people that go to church, they could dress really nice, but they don't have no good intentions on helping you or supporting you outside the church.
And they gossip. A lot of the women that I've met gossip about my grandmother. I'm like, listening. And then she's the same person trying to be all prissy and everything, like very out there, just to be better than them. But it's not being better if you try to feed over what they're saying. It's kind of weird. It's mean girl stuff. Mean girl stuff. I don't understand mean girl stuff. I think it's stupid. But there are people that live off of mean girl stuff. That's their whole life. They need drama. They fuel off the drama. They need it. But otherwise, I don't need that stuff. No thank you. Churches taught me to take morality and principles and just read Psalms and keep it pushing. You don't gotta break your neck out here like that. You just gotta treat your brother and sister as you want to be treated. You see somebody thirsty, you got water, give them something to drink. If you got food and somebody hungry, give them something to eat. They ain't gonna discriminate, they hungry. They ain't gonna discriminate at all. But you got STDs or something, they'll be sharing stuff. But otherwise, yeah, that's about it. That's about it. But that's evil. That would be evil. God. Herpes water. There you go. My bad, my brain went
Now you good.
wrong.
A lot of things you just gotta see. That's crazy. That's some crazy analogies right there. But it's true that, people would have stuff and just still share with you, knowing that they got stuff, but they just don't care.
Yeah, most people don't care. It actually scares me when people say, "Oh, I don't care about anything," or they don't care about a situation. Like their first reactivity when they're stressed is, "I don't care." Like they haven't really emotionally matured where they're supposed to be. Because as a human, you have emotions. Emotions are everything about a human, and how you navigate them matters. Because if you're reacting like a crazy person, how you look on the outside is crazy. If you're going to go around being violent and stuff, how you look on the outside is straight up violent. Not even what you've been through or that you went through a lot and stuff like that. It's just the fact that you look crazy. Trying to cut up people and stuff. Why are you doing that? Most people don't care. They're just like, make us stop trying to cut up people. That's pretty much all it is. And then you get caught up in the system, and then you're wondering what the heck, and you were just trying to cut your rapist. That's the sad reality of a lot of people. But when they actually get to going and doing it, like one old lady said, when she finally got her abuser, she did not regret prison. She enjoyed it. She cleaned her bed. She made artwork. She had these little group things to teach other young women that were in the prison about how to self defend themselves and not give in to anger like that. But like, she don't regret the things she did because she was faithful to him. She was there for him, cleaned up after him, and he took advantage. And it was up that point. She's old. She already got her children's out there, grandchildren's out there, and all the lies that all came up at once to this person as well with the abuse hits them like a truck. Of course, at that point, you go violent. That's like anybody would. Anybody that heartbreak and you put all that effort into a person, like say 60 plus years of marriage into that person, you would want to cut somebody. Anybody would want to cut somebody.
Yeah, 60 years just to get cheated on.
Or to find out that you've been cheated on the whole time and you're just finding this out because they got older and they are sick of holding it back. So they pass you the thing and it's like, oh snap. So that's what he's been doing every time we went to Florida. That grime bastard. Let me get my jacket. You know that type of thing.
That's exactly what happens.
Oh god, that's
I
so
be seeing so
scary.
many posts where people be like, "Oh, damn, for 20 years you didn't tell me that the kid wasn't mine." So I'm like, "Damn."
And it's sad for the men out there, for them men that actually do want to have children and stuff, people to father and all that, and then they find out that they don't see they was father and ain't even married, and they too old to do anything else about it. That sucks.
That's why nowadays I tell people, even though you've been with the girl for so long, it's good for your mental health. Get a DNA test.
Mm-hmm.
If she feels some type of way, she knows it's not yours.
And sometimes mistakes do happen in hospitals where babies are switched at birth. That has been reported
Yeah,
on
that's also true.
rare occasions. But it's the fact that it even happens. That's crazy. I wouldn't wish that on nobody. I'm going on children though. But I've learned what happens when you have children. Like you have to have a proper male specimen in order to put in a male cannot be stressed. They cannot be stressed at all. All their baggage
You
in
sound
life.
like a scientist right now. How you describing this?
I got this to the like the T because I've been studying humanity and it kind of is kind of it. We are a species of animal. We are a species, respectfully, of animal. We are. When we have hermaphrodites, and then people talk about the trans, but then they forget about hermaphrodites exist. And they're born that way, and some of their parents are cruel, and they don't actually help them when they're younger, so they grow up with both sexual parts. Sometimes one they can not do anything with, so it's just there. They matter too. They're good grief. But I've met a few in my life, and I'm like, everything, this world is not black and white. Otherwise, things would be black and white. And there's too many colors for it to even be black and white for that to make sense.
No, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Pardon my rambling. That was my rambling.
Now you spit your facts. That's a lot of things that everybody's gonna learn today. I learned a lot today, so learned a lot today. I'll tell you that.
It's important to know these things. They've been around for centuries, and a lot of people forgot about it. And the toxic colonizers. But you know, it's okay. Not all colonizers are bad colonizers. Doesn't make them any less of a colonizer, but still, they're not all bad colonizers. There are good apples. It's just some of them got worms, and I got issues with that. I don't want to bite into an apple, bite into a worm. That's not okay for me. Not okay. Maybe okay for the ones back then. They forgot the 80s. Kids used to eat earthworms. I remember those videos and stories. I remember those.
Never seen any, but hey, it is what it is.
Exactly. That's why we're the 90s babies. We the, yeah, that's where it goes wrong. We don't need to be over there eating earthworms. I'm good on that.
Each generation a little different. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, like when we were Remember when we were young, and they was eating the Tide Pods and stuff.
I don't know about that, but I had common sense to be like, yeah, I don't think that's what we're supposed to do.
Exactly, exactly. I was like, let natural selection do its thing because who's stupid enough to eat something that you know is chemicals? And you're over the age of 10, so you have enough of that age mentality to know better. But you don't know better? That's like going around drinking bleach. Can't do that.
Never understood people that do that. It's that level of curiosity I never understood about people. Like, how are you that curious to drink bleach or things that are obviously gonna kill you, but you just want to see what it tastes like?
Probably why they say forbidden chocolate, forbidden this, forbidden pizza, forbidden. Nah, forbidden gumbo, it sounds like a disease. Blech. You know, like that. Nasty. Get some help. People need They need to get some help from the Lord above. I don't even think there's a human on earth that can help them,
Mhm. That's why we call it natural selection. It
honestly.
was
Exactly.
their time.
Everyone gets their time, especially the ones in love with trains. Like one married a train. Saw that video once. That was crazy.
I,
Legally married a train.
I seen somebody legally married themselves.
That's a next level. How does that work?
I don't know. I seen a video. I'm like, huh. I didn't know you can marry yourself, and I don't know what state it was.
What do you gain from it, though?
And then I think a year later, she divorced herself.
How do you divorce yourself?
She,
I can't.
how do
Does
you
she
get tired
have
of
to
yourself?
pay the divorce fees as well as getting paid from the divorce?
How do you get paid from the divorce if it's only you?
How does that work?
We live in the United States where you have your own choice.
The land of opportunity for sure.
I
That's for sure. Oh God. I don't know. America needs a good old washing. Probably why it's raining so much. But they do say it's when it gets hotter, it starts to get more aggressive. The weather, like the hotter it gets, the more crazy tornadoes become. Because heat and cold crashing together, all that bad, bad.
Yeah, and every year is getting hotter, so we're just gonna see how that goes.
We gonna see how that goes. Exactly. Maybe we'll make it through. Maybe it won't even be as like a side effect. Maybe it'll hit a certain area. Because the equator does have points where certain points are more tropically influenced than other points. And people love to live where they're not supposed to live. Hence why they always have those tornado accidents. It's like my house got destroyed. They didn't build where they're supposed to build. You're not supposed to build there. If nature's destroying it, it means nature doesn't approve. Nature said, get off my yard. Get on. Go somewhere. That type of thing.
Now you dead and gone.
And it's sad, it really is. But it's like you should know better. You can't just go around buying a house and not look at the lay of the land and see what's going on natural disaster wise.
You gotta look for flood zones.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta look for it's a good environment.
Mm-hmm.
Did anything happen in that house? And a lot of things you have to look before you buy a house, really.
Exactly. And there's neighbor serial killers, so that's also important too, but it doesn't happen often. Not often. They're more likely to be like a porn addict than they are a serial killer.
You never know. Probably both.
Probably both, honestly, especially with the banning they have on Pornhub, which I find funny. It's
That's
like
crazy.
Pornhub was saving the trees.
Now they're gonna print out Pornhub magazines again.
Oh dear God, when the triple X industry has done more for the environment than the regular public. Right.
It's crazy how the Triple X has been, there for so long. One of the like most liquid businesses out there.
That's true. That's true. They're cross liquid at this point, all over the place. They have no limit to what they show on the internet.
Yeah.
No limit.
If you like, if you have a bunch of fetishes, they got you. Everything's videotaped and published just for your liking, so you can watch it anytime you want to.
And they keep record of how many times you watched it. So sometimes some other websites, the newer ones, do that because they like to maintain so they know what videos they're going to recommend versus what videos not to recommend. It is tricky.
Honestly, if it's recommending you some videos, then that means you're not using a private browser.
That's creepy stuff right there. Well, it's a good thing I don't watch porn. I haven't watched that since like 2022. Anyways, I like my called interest in it. Yeah, it put me in a state of depression. I didn't like it.
I feel like for nowadays, people should rather than watch, Triple X, they gotta just go out in public, meet people.
Yeah, and that's what I ended up doing. But even during that time, I was still meeting people. It's just that they weren't the right people. They were bad people. They were very toxic. But you know, you go to toxic stuff, you attract toxic stuff. That's just the level of physics. It's like what you put out, what comes back to you. So I stopped putting myself in toxic watchings and gave myself more information.
I mean, for me, it's like I just avoided places where toxic people are gonna be like meeting up at, like clubs or like certain alcohol events. If you want to meet some good people, you go to like some decent events, like maybe like a R&B concert or the library,
Yeah,
maybe Starbucks, grocery store.
depends on the grocery store. If they're a Walmart person,
Nah, you gotta be like Target, maybe Publix, Trader Joe's,
Sprouts for sure. Sprouts
Sprouts,
is nice.
or you go to one of your hobbies like a Comic Con or something, or like
They need to
pottery
redo
class.
those conventions. I feel the orchestrators for those are half booting it. They used to do more. I used to sneak into those when I was a minor. They used to do more. Nowadays it's kind of like you see people, people, people. People are doing more with their outfits than the actual establishment themselves. I have a problem with that. Like the
People are
people
more
make up the
passionate.
business, huh?
People are passionate about showing their creativity.
Which they're allowed to. They should.
But the business aspect of it, it's all about making money. When you desire money more than creativity, that's what happens.
Yeah, they put you in a white room with no flavor, and then you're the only flavor in the room.
That's why you just spit on the wall.
I see now why. I see now why. I like conventions. I miss the ones I used to go to when I was younger. They had cooler raves. They had live bands. They had a lot of cool things going on that wasn't so scrunched together like it is today.
They have like a medieval like convention that happens like once a week, I think, in Fort Lauderdale. You have to dress up like you're in the medieval times,
That sounds
and they eat like giant stack. I guess a giant limb of like lamb. And you have to wear like togas and stuff like that, or
cool. Did they
like,
have pirates back then?
I think so.
Yeah. But I remember certain time period, but I don't remember his numbers. They were
I think
around
pirates were
before
like
certain things.
1700. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm thinking. Or is it the 1600?
Yeah, besides, like the early ones would probably be raiders or robbers or things like that.
Like Robin Hood and stuff like that.
Yeah, specific stuff.
Hmm.
I'd be a pirate. That's for sure. That's for sure.
I can't be a pirate. I can't swim.
Let's drink rum.
I'd probably be a docker. You can get on the
Docker.
boat. You can
Yeah.
get on? No, I'm good.
They should have had people to patch it though, like patchers on the inside. Every time there's a hole in the boat, you just doop, 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 like how they do with the bucket race cars with the tire. Yeah, they should have done that with the boats. They wouldn't be sinking so much. I swear, they one direct hit. That's all it takes to knock down the boat. The rest is if they survive the water's wrath. Or if they got hit with something on the way down the sink. That sucks. Otherwise, I'd rather have a boat. But a small boat, they don't need a big boat. Cause small boat, they ain't gonna see me. I'm hiding under their boat. They think I'm in a
All it
big
takes is one
boat.
cannonball, and you're done.
If they hit me though, if they hit me, because it's like I say, the battleships, they got so much space, and I'm one little boat. Now, if I have like a little motor thing, and I don't know how motors will come up back then, but anything possible, because like why not? Humanity. Go, they gonna be like, what the fuck is it? Get 'em! Or some shit like that.
Like, just imagine they trying to aim at you with a cannonball, but they can't hit you because you're so far. And
It
it's
would be
like,
funny if they accidentally hit themselves in the trucks.
I believe that's something that happened before. I think so.
Anything's possible
You
in
know,
life.
human error, trial and error. Oops.
Trial and error. Oops, expensive oopses. Now you're sinking. Now you gotta save like two, three people from falling in the water with you. Because if you lose all your men, you gotta start over.
Yeah,
Sucks.
you gotta build that loyalty back up.
Oh my god, that's taking so much time. So much time. But yeah.
Want some food? All right. I mean, we could cut the episode right here. All right, you guys. That's it for today's episode. If you laughed, you smiled, you cringe, you know, leave a review. But if that review is shady, keep it to yourself. Stay tuned for the next one, troublemakers. So yeah, let's see what we got.